everybody, it's Shu. We've got to win a couple games of Havencraft on the ladder to complete our quests, so let's get it going. Alright, against Forestcraft, and with the rarely seen Selwyn hero.
Fighting and despair all you know?
My quarry won't escape that easy.
You don't see many people pick the male heroes except for Mordecai, because everybody is like all about their waifus and shit. Alright, this is awkward. We've got awkward turn 1, awkward turn 3. But at least Manu is hard for them to kill, so that gives us some way to put down some pressure here. Make them have to commit to the board if they want to take these guys out. Erd is, I don't know, not really good for what we're doing, but Erd is really good for beating up Ancient Elf, so if he decides to drop that, we do have a nice answer, depending on what other things are in hand. Especially if we get to, like, say, turn 6, and we can drop Erd to reset Ancient Elf, and then Black and Scripture it. Of course, they might be starting an Ancient Elf as soon as this turn, this coming turn, so who even knows?
Stop it.
It's too early to really know what they're on, so we're just kind of building a better board here, building toward a better future.
May the forest be at peace.
These cards sort of show up in all the Forestcraft decks.
No! Stop!
Huh, alright. Well, turn 4, we want to use our mana efficiently. Erd doesn't really get us any value, so we're going to Blacken Scripture. We're going to hit the one that, if bounced back to hand, gives him more benefit. And then we're going to go to the face again because we can race him. And if he wants to try to outrace us, he's going to have to tip his hand and show us a little bit of how he's actually playing.
Hey, let's play!
Okay, so... Okay, so it looked like a tempo list until then. If you're crashing your Rhinoceros into a 2-2, that to me suggests you're playing PTP, Path to Purgatory, because you're just trying to slow the game down and build shadows. Roach is too worthwhile to spend on that. So we're left with an awkward turn here where this is all we can really do with 5 mana, but at least it leaves him with nothing really nice to swing into also. Yep, there's the Altered Fate. Told you we were against PTP.
May the forest be at peace.
So with that knowledge, we want to put a lot of pressure down, but not feed him too many easy shadows. Yeah, I might as well just put this down to get some more bodies on the board and remove something from his side without giving him a shadow. And next turn we hit really hard. Even if he clears everything else, we've got the two Falcons. Erd can recycle 1, and it can evolve itself. So let's see, 4, and so it's 8 damage next turn at least. And that's if he clears the board. If he doesn't clear the board, he just loses. Or if he doesn't at least remove a lot of these threats, he loses. Okay, yeah. I was thinking about Will of the Forest, and yeah, it sucks, but again, we still have all this damage coming up. And you were 1 card short, son. You have to waste an evolve to do that? That must hurt.
The hunt has only begun.
So sparkly!
And I think we're going to spend our evolve to force damage next turn. It kind of sucks, but we don't want people to. We don't want these things to die to like Elfchild May and shit. So
Stop it.
it's awkward, and we're going to be living off the top of our deck for a little while.
The real battle begins.
But it forces him again to remove things off our board, and we can bring him to 3 at least next turn. If we can get, like, Divine Birdsong, we can just kill him at turn 9. He's not building Fairy Beast, okay. That's not usually something you see. Okay, he's gonna crash into the 4-3. So we can take him to 8, and then Garuda would take him to 5. So we're still hoping to get that Divine Birdsong for the lethal here, but let's see what we can do. Oh, okay, well, we can just keep pressuring and keep hitting him, force him to spend more evolves to take the board back. And we're back to the position of Garuda plus 3 damage, kills him. So again, Divine Birdsong will do it. Or we have Demonic Strike will be the other 3. We have a few ways to do this. Alright, if he wants to evolve,
This is the end.
that suggests to me he's probably going to set up for Tia,
Guide me, Elder
because he
Tree.
probably wants those 2 zeros to pay for it. We'll have Blackened Scripture to take out the 4-5 here, because it's now a 4-2. Alright, that's awkward. So he's not going to Tia this turn, but he might next, because he's going to have the 2-0 cost fairies, which makes it an easier turn. Altered Fate, things are getting a little dicier. He's getting closer to his shadow count. Let's see what he's at. Well, wait. What do we do here? Yeah, save that. It plays better with Garuda. But look, I can't wait around for this. Put this down again. He doesn't have any evolves, so now he either needs a kill spell or he needs wards. So he's got to have the Tia. If he doesn't have it, then he just loses. Or I guess Ancient Elf could do it also. Well, no, he's going to have 2 wards. He's going to have 2 wards because we can Dance of Death when he plays 1. Unless it's Tia, in which case he can swing it in because it evolves for free, which is fair.
I'm the Force Protector.
Alright, if Ancient Elf's all he's got, then we win. Okay, but he does have the Tia. Alright, things get a little dicey now.
You'll never get near the princess.
But we're so close. We can take him to 1. So, let's see what we get. Oh, that'll do it too.
Most impressive. I will liberate you.
Gotta get the BM in.
Nice marksmanship.
Alright, well there's one of our 2.
I pray that you will be freed from suffering.
Getting ever closer to that A3 rank. Here. Another forest, okay. Once again, the trick of the forest is trying to figure out what the hell they're playing and also work around all the nonsensical tech cards that they run. Just like Sword, they sort of have this weird deal about insisting on running things that don't necessarily make sense in the list, and so you end up sometimes getting trounced by stuff that is a surprise. My initial guess is tempo again, just because that's usually the best thing to start with. We've got a curve here. We can go 1, and then we can go 2, then we can go 3. We want to save Heavenly Hound because we want it to have wards, because against elves, wards are useful. They can get pretty aggressive. And especially if it's a tempo deck, we want the wards to protect us. We're gonna have a few turns where we're gonna take some damage here, and I wish we wouldn't.
Hey, let's play. I'm here, everyone.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt for a while. But we can't just drop Heavenly Hound out there as a 2-2. We need it. We need the ward because it's gonna be so much more valuable that way.
Stop.
Next turn, we can begin to contest the board with at least one guy. Oh, and we can put out Priest of the Cudgel to take out some more. Looking for a Rhinoceroach or an Ancient Elf. I'm guessing that since he hasn't played it, he didn't get one.
I'm here, everyone.
Ancient Elf would have been really good because it would be too big to be beat up by Priest of the Cudgel. But yeah, I guess he didn't get it. So, we've taken a hell of a beating, but now we can start taking this game back. And yeah, sadly, Angelic Barrage won't do anything for us here because of Elf Girl Liza. Alright, yeah, we're exiling that one because we don't want him to get the extra fairy off it. And then we're going to kill the one that we don't want him to bounce back to his hand. Leave him with the most vanilla creature possible.
The forest is crying for help.
Okay. But if he plays this and plays out some of those free fairies, he's going to have stuff that's really soft Angelic Barrage, and that would be sweet. We'd have enough mana to play that, plus Beast Call or Heavenly Hound the same turn.
Hey, let's play.
Alright. Yeah.
Ow! Such negative magic.
And I don't really want to evolve just to push damage here, so I'm not going to put out Heavenly Hound. We're just going to invest in a better game, put them on the back foot. They've only got one evolve point left, and we still have 2.
Oh, come on!
We're behind on life, and 11 is not really safe against Forest if they draw the right stuff, but we can't control that. The most we can do is just try to protect ourselves and try to put out damage as quickly as we can to stop them from assembling the hand that can beat us. Next turn, we can play Garuda to pop out that Beast Call if we decide that's best. There's also Moon. There's various things we can do.
Hey, let's play. Hey, let's
Alright,
play.
zeros. That to me suggests Tia. There we go. That's the one thing that I regret about not evolving that bird. I thought about if they play Tia, it's kind of awkward. But unless we get another Cudgel. Okay, it doesn't look like we do.
The moon drives me crazy.
Okay, yeah, Moon on Mirage is big enough to kill this thing and heal itself back up to a 5/7.
Oh, the moonlight drive, it's such an eyesore.
And he'll have to spend a bunch of resources to kill it, or risk taking a bunch of face damage. Or just something that can, like, repeatedly beat up the rest of the stuff on the board. Okay, well he spends Dance of Death, and that sucks, but keeps him from developing a stronger board. Now at this point, we have to put down these Heavenly Hounds we have, and we have to kill Tia before he can bounce it back to hand. So I'm thinking main U, 2 evolve it, then 2 Hounds. We take out Tia, and we try to build back from the position of having 2 big boards.
Can you see me?
Shine on, crystals.
And yeah, we're putting down Pinion instead of Sacred Plea because we want to end this game quickly if we can. We probably don't have a lot of time to be like drawing into other stuff here. We need to be putting out damage. I don't think he has enough resources to repeatedly play Elf Girl May.
Force protector.
Okay, big Ancient Elf.
This ends here.
The journey continues.
Hey, let's play.
I think he's going to attack one of the wards, and I think that's a mistake because that's going to give us space for Beast Call to play out both its guys. Yeah. Sometimes people should just be patient and let something stay on the board to make Beast Call much, much worse. We set ourselves up to have that bad Beast Call, but I usually feel safe doing that because I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned that the opponent isn't going to kill things on our
Life's
board.
fate is thus.
People always feel that they have to. I can't imagine a situation where they wouldn't.
Ow!
And trying to decide whether to play Erd here. I mean, we wouldn't get any value out of it. We'd just blink the tiger, but it would be another body. I'm thinking no. It's probably better to save it in case they have another ancient elf. Yeah, save it in case they have another ancient elf, or use it to replay the hawk off Pinion Prayer next turn.
May the forest be at peace. Hey, let's play. Hey, let's play.
Next turn we can Erd to redo the hawk, or we can Garuda to draw off Sacred Plea. That is a nasty board. I think we want to Garuda to see if we can draw ourselves into the other Angelic Barrage, or just into a win is also possible. We've got 6, 7, 8, and that would be 11 damage. Actually, no, we can just wait.
These golden wings will end you.
You know, we misplayed that. We could have just dropped a Pinion Prayer and finished that. Wait, no, we didn't have the room. We didn't have the room. This was the only way to do that. But yeah, we want to do exact lethal that way.
Whoa!
Hot damn. And that'll do it. That's the end of our quests. Keep moving up this ladder. Let's see how far we have to go to A3. 2 forests come up, 2 forests go down.